Okay, guys, am I audible? Yeah. Okay. So in the last class, I think we were speaking about CLI concepts, right? So today also we'll continue to do the same. Yeah. But today, rather than what do you call using the CLI from Cloud Shell, we will try to install the CLI into our machines and then basically get it through. Yeah. So that will be our approach towards CLI. Okay. So let me get started. And also, I think I have asked you to find out some CLI commands as an exercise. I hope you guys have done that. Okay, Azure. Okay, Azure CLI. First installation, right? Okay, right. So there are various environments over here. Okay, so now depending on what is your operating system, what is that you are working on, you can choose whatever that makes sense to you. So for example, these are all the supported environments, right? So you, whether you are using a Linux machine or a Windows machine or a Mac machine, you can install CLI from here, right? So okay, so I'm using a Windows machine, so I'll basically go for install for Windows. And then are you saying this download the MSI installer? Yeah, so I'll click on this download the MSI installer. This Azure CLI will be downloaded. Okay, so once it is downloaded, I'll basically double click it. Okay, and then the installation will start. That's it, as simple as that. Am I clear on this? So this is how we install the Azure CLI. So right, uh, 27. Okay, review dot slash images slash azvm 27 dot png. Okay, now choose the OS which you are using and install Azure CLI. This is the first step. And next, okay, setup, or now I want you guys to install Visual Studio Code. Okay, so if you don't have it, install Visual Studio Code. If you have it, nothing like that. Okay, so you can download the Visual Studio Code from here. So if you are working on other operating systems also, if you double click, it is trying to give you Mac. If it is trying to give you Windows, and it is trying to give you x80 Linux Deb and RPM package, which works on Debian and Red Hat Linux, right? So now what I'll do is, whatever CLI which we are going to do, I'll go to C drive. There is a folder called as Azure, and in this there is CLI. I'm creating a new folder over here, which I would call it as April 20. Okay, and whatever CLI which I'll write, I'll open Visual Studio Code from this folder. Okay, I'm just showing this again. I've created a new folder, and in this folder I'll be writing my CLI scripts. Okay, so I can right click over here and say open Visual Studio Code, or I can say Visual Studio Code and open that folder path. File, open folder, and select a folder. Okay, now install, create a folder. Okay, for Azure CLI. Okay, and we'll be using this for PowerShell also, for Azure CLI scripts, and install Visual Studio extension. So what is that extension which I'm trying to speak about? Okay, so Visual Studio Code, I want Microsoft's documentation. Okay, okay, refer here. Okay, let it be anyone's stuff. Okay, what I'll do is, here I have given the whole link. He will try to tell you how to do the installation and all of that stuff. Okay, but it is much easier. Okay, just go to this section. This is an extension section. In this section, type Azure CLI tools. Okay, for me it is installed, but for you, you will see an install button like this. You have to click on install of that, and then your software will get installed on your machine. Okay, this extension will help you in writing CLI commands. Okay, even without this you can write CLI, but it is better to have this. Okay, so this is your local setup. Okay, so Azure CLI local development set. So this is a setup what you might have in your office, so that you can develop Azure CLI scripts, so that your team can use that for automation. Am I clear on this? Any doubts so far? Most of you might know this already. Yeah, good. Now let us start with exercise. Okay, and this exercise will be done by you, not by me. So you are doing this work. Okay, so first is create a resource group. Okay, with any name. Okay, name is, I'm just writing a dummy name over here. Okay, learning CLI. Inside that resource group, okay, or create a virtual machine with Ubuntu 18.04 and B1S size. I'm quite sure we know what these things are. B1S size. Okay. B1S size. Okay. In the resource group, learning CLI from Azure portal and time. Okay. And I'm quite sure that you guys are capable of doing this in 5 minutes. Can you please do this? I want you to create a resource group called as learning CLI. Okay, region generally I prefer central US, but you take any region that is that has B1S machine. Okay, right? And I want you to create a Ubuntu 18.04 machine in the resource group. Okay, from Azure portal. Okay, but I want that in the same resource group, learning CLI resource group. Can you do this? Because our class depends on what you are doing. If you are not doing, you can log off from the class right now. Today's class is not meant for you, right? So right now it is 6:52. By 6:57 we'll go to the next step. Okay, and for doing this exercise you don't need Azure CLI to be installed, if you understand correctly. I'm asking you to do that from portal, from UI. Azure portal is very slow. Is it same for all? I'm not sure, man. Portal should not be slow. Okay. Yeah, if it is slow, we'll take another 2 minutes. But I want you to do that job. Yeah. Task completed. Wonderful, Rehan. Yeah. So let us wait for another couple of minutes for the people to finish their task. Yeah. Is virtual machine up? Good. Okay. No. Okay. Now can you get into your resource group? After this, the third step for the people who have finished the test, navigate to the resource group, learning CLI. Okay. So for you, the resource group is learning CLI. For me, I'm using a resource group called as Nagios. That's the only difference. But go into that resource group. Okay. Once you have gone there, try and once you have gone there, let us speak about the next step. Okay. For you, the resource group is learning CLI. For me, I'm using the other machine which I call as Nagios. Okay, I already have this resource group. Now, what I want you to find out is, and make a note of types of resources created. Okay, are you seeing these types? To be very specific, my question is to make a note of all of these types. Did you also got the same thing? Okay, so let me try to explain to you what has happened. Okay, so findings. So whenever you create, okay, you might have created directly a virtual machine. Okay, but Azure virtual machine, for it to be running, it requires a network. It requires a network, and that network is called as VNet. So if you already have a network in your resource group, you can create your Azure virtual machine within that network. And network will not make any sense. In the network, they will have something called as subnet. Okay, right. So we'll have a virtual network and then we'll have a subnet. So are you saying virtual network? Right? This virtual network internally has a subnet. If you get into that, you will be able to see that. Okay. Now our Azure VM. Where is Google? Okay. Azure VM. Okay. So our Azure virtual machine will be in this subnet. Now, if our Azure virtual machine should be in this subnet. So for example, in your home, if you want to connect to a network, what will you do? You will connect to a Wi-Fi adapter. So if it is a older way, then you would be connecting a plug, or you will be taking a network wire and plugging into your Ethernet socket, right? So exactly for the same thing, we have something called as network interface card. This is a virtual network interface card. So what is this? We'll have a NIC. Okay, this virtual machine will have a network interface card, NIC. What is the responsibility of this NIC? This NIC connects to this subnet. And this NIC by default will have IP address, but it will have only private IP address. But if you want to access it from the outside world, you need a public IP address also. So you will have a public IP address created for this NIC. So whatever IP address which your virtual machine is getting, it is actually not what your virtual machine gets. It is what your NIC card gets. Okay, right. And then obviously your virtual machine needs a storage. Needs a storage. Okay, that is the disk which you are seeing. Okay, and when your virtual machine starts, it will try to store logs. It will try to have logs. It will try to have logs, and these logs are stored in storage account. Am I clear on this? So you are on the UI, you are simply creating a virtual machine, but internally these many things are happening. So when you create a virtual machine, it requires a network to be created. It requires a subnet to be created. It requires a network interface card to be created. For this network interface card, there is something called as network security group that gets created. There is a disk that gets created. There is a storage account which will store the logs. So whenever your virtual machine is starting, there will be boot logs. To store this boot logs, okay. So we have all of this stuff happening, right? So for this, okay, you will have two things. Okay, you will have private IP which comes by default, and then you have to create a public IP address. Okay, and then for this, you have to create a security boundary for this network interface card, and that security boundary is something which you call as network security group. I'm not trying to tell that you need to know, you need to understand each and every part of it. I'm trying to tell that whenever you are doing that virtual machine creation, all of these things are happening. So am I clear on this? So when you create a virtual machine, we require a network, we require a subnet, we require a network interface card, we require a disk, and we require a storage account. Yeah, am I clear on this? Right? Wait for the whole type, you'll get more. Do you all agree with me on this? Do you want this image? Okay, I'll store this. Right. Uh, 29. Okay. Okay. So findings is I'm just directly writing this image. You find out the stuff. Now, exercise 2. Create a new resource group. Okay. Or create a new resource group. This time you call it as learning from CLI. Okay. And try to create a Ubuntu VM from CLI. And this time there is no need for you to basically do much. I'll give you a link and I want you to blindly follow that link. Azure VM CLI quick start. So launching Cloud Shell is not required. Okay. So you have to start from here. Even if you blindly follow the steps, I'm okay. But before the steps, I want you to do one important thing. Okay, PNG 29, is it? Yeah. Right. Okay. So before this, you have to install Azure CLI. Okay. If you see in your chat message, okay, in the chat, I have given a link. First link is to create a CLI, and second link is installing the Azure CLI. Okay. So install the Azure CLI, and once you finish installing the Azure CLI, just this is the one step which I want you to basically look out for me. Okay. After that, you can be on your own. Type this command az login, because your command line will not know who you are. You have to tell to your command line you belong to a particular account. Just click on az login. Then it will open a browser. It will ask you to log in into your account. So I log in into my account, and once I log in into this account, are you seeing? You can close this window. We will redirect you to Azure CLI in 10 seconds. Now are you seeing you have logged in over here and basically do that. So one activity which I want you to do after all of this is, okay, execute az login in the terminal. So when I say terminal, in the case of Windows, it is PowerShell. In the case of Linux and Shell, you will have your own terminals. I am logged in. So once you log in, you will see a screen which looks like this. Can you do this? You have to blindly follow the document. I'm not asking you to do anything. Okay, because once you are comfortable with that, then we will tweak that. Then we will start writing scripts. Today, what you have to do is install Azure CLI, and I've basically given you a link. Try to create a Ubuntu VM from CLI. Okay, this is install. I'll try to do this by following the document over here. Right. So I've given you that link already in the chat. So are you guys doing that? After that, you can remove everything. Yes. Please do that. I'll be responding to your questions if you have any. First you have to install the CLI, and if you type AZ login, that means that from CLI you are trying to log in into Azure portal, or you are trying to tell to your CLI who you are. Okay, because to log in into Azure you will have username and password, right? Yeah. Yes. To do that you should have CLI installed on your machine. Yes, Mani, you are right. Ubuntu is an operating system, Linux operating system. You just follow the document, Vamsi. You don't need to worry about that too much. Yeah. Follow the document, sir. I have shared you a link in the document. Please follow that blindly. There is everything over there. It takes a lot of time to download the MSI file. That's because of your internet connection. Okay. So to answer Vamsi Krishna's question, why are you worrying about it? This command already tells what has to be used. I am asking you to directly type this command. I'm asking you to follow this document. Yeah. So even if there is something which you don't understand, it's fine. But try to create that from CL. Okay, guys, any progress? I think if you are finding difficulty with SSH keys, what you can do is give the password. Yeah, blindly follow the document. I don't want you to do anything different also. Yes, sir. We speak about Azure Site Recovery. I have already installed on my machine, but shortcut or a location I am unable to get it. What is that you have installed, Vijay? What software are you speaking about? Azure CLI. Azure CLI. If you go into PowerShell, okay, If you have installed Azure CLI correctly, and if you type az hyphen hyphen version, and if it is working, the CLI is already installed. Am I clear on that? Don't use generate SSH keys. Use password if you are finding that difficult. Good, Shravan. Yeah, good, good. For the people who have done it, wonderful. Is there any difference between Cloud Shell and PowerShell from desktop? If it is Cloud Shell, you don't need to do AZ login before you use it. But if it is AZ Azure CLI, which you are doing it from your machine, you need to log it in. You need to do AZ login before you do anything. Okay. So let me also do the stuff. Okay, you have to just follow the document, man. That's it. Okay. Most probably, I think SSH keys generate. Did he did SSH key? Okay. He has used generate SSH keys. Fine. That is the only thing that might have caused you a bit of trouble. Okay, fine. That's okay. I can do with my version, but I want you and me to be on the same version. My version is a little bit older, so I'm updating the version. So to 2.3.1. Yeah, good, good. Seriously? This much time does it require to compute the space requirements? Yeah, good, good. Okay, but let me try to put you a next stuff. Okay, try to look into documentation of every command you used, every command used by you, okay, to create a VM. And then the fourth step is delete the resource group, okay, or resource groups which we have created on about two cases from CLI. So you have created learning CLI and also you have created learning from CLI. And I want you to delete both of them from the CLI. Okay, right. Can you do that? Okay. For every command which you have used, please have a look at documentation. Okay. And that is where we'll start our journey. Okay. So today you have looked into the document and then you have created a virtual machine, right? So what we will do in our next class is whatever we are basically doing it from the portal, we will try to do it from the CLI and also from the PowerShell right? So in that process, what we would try to understand is whatever we achieve from UI, we can do it from CLI as well. We can do it from CLI as well, and that is going to be the approach for the next couple of classes. For the next 2 or 3 classes, we'll be working mostly on CLI. Okay, then we will get into the next topics. There we will be again using CLI, portal, and PowerShell. That is how our class will be organized, right? In Azure, you have to learn CLI as well as PowerShell. Uh, that could be seen as an advantage or disadvantage depending on your personal choice. But here we have to learn both, right? Do we get bill for having resource groups? No, sir. But if your resource group has a VM or has some resource which is chargeable, then you will get a bill. Just a resource group is not chargeable. If you have empty resource groups, they are not chargeable. Does stopping the VM also burn credits? Narayana, I think we have discussed this in the last class. I would expect that you would have gone through that last class. In VM, there are two kinds of charges. One is for the disk, the other one is for virtual machine. Virtual machine billing will stop the moment if you are basically creating normal instances and if your VM is stopped. If your VM is running, that is the only case where you are paying the bill. Okay. But your VM also has a disk. But for the disk, you will be paying all the time. Okay. When you look at free tier plan, we have you can use a 64 GB disk, okay, or two 64 GB disks, and then you can use your virtual machines for 750 hours. So if you shut down your machine, you will not be there is no bill for virtual machine, but still you are burning down on your hard disk. That is how it is. Okay, guys, I think it will install the CLI. I think I should be ready with my setup. I would expect that you guys have this setup and then you have done these two things. Delete the resource groups from CLI. And that is very simple. Okay. So you have to basically go over here. Okay. where is Azure CLI? If you go into this reference, scroll down, resource groups, and then there is something called as delete. So AZ group delete hyphen name. Try to use this. I want you to go through these documentations and then use every command. Okay. So for example, your command would sound something like AZ group delete hyphen name learning CLI or learning from CLI. Okay. So these are the two commands which you would be typing. Okay. I'm not running them in my system because in my system CLI is still under installation. Am I clear on this? Okay. So you have done using a CLI following a documentation. Tomorrow we will not do that. We will look at portal. We will try to do the activity manually, and whatever we are doing manually, we will try to find a CLI command for that. Okay. Right, man. So I think that's what I had for the day. I would recommend that everyone do this activity again if you have any confusion. Right? It is a very simple stuff which I've asked you to do today. Right? Okay. Thanks, man. Thanks for your time. So I think that's what I had for the day.